What's up, folks, on this sunny, brisk afternoon? Yeah, I was doing some note taking, and I usually do these videos at various locations, just wherever I decide, and wherever I can get some peace and some quiet and some solitude, which I've learned to appreciate that over the years, and a lot of people don't. I think they always have to be with somebody. So I'm in my backyard, which maybe you can see behind me. There's stuff that needs to be done, projects going on. I don't go manipulate the background and change the environment to suit my viewers to make it look like it's something it's not. Multiple things going on. Sometimes I have the time, sometimes I have the money, sometimes I have neither one. It is what it is. That's life. That's real. So I was doing some note taking, man. I decided to go ahead and do a video real quick, and that's what I wanted to do. And you might have seen my video a little while back about introductory to hater psychology and haterism. So I'm gonna jump right into this today, and this is gonna be part one. And like I said, these are notes, and some of it will be based off of an opinion. Like anything, a little bit of stuff's opinion. But myself, this is backed up with statistical facts. The online curriculum I study and classes I study around psychology, sociology, and a few other things, the facts support this. It's the truth. And along with anything else, you don't really have to defend the truth. The truth makes people mad more than a lie or being fake ever did. That's why people attract haters in the first place, especially when you don't get mad. That's what they want. If you mix in a little bit of opinion and you back the rest of it up with facts, I mean, the proof is right there. Most people can look this up, but they won't. So I thought I'd jump right into it so I can help some of you start weeding out your haters, no matter the title they carry in your life, whether it be family member, brother, sister, in-law, bro, co-worker, boss. We grew up together. We grew up in the same neighborhood. We've known each other 30 years, and it might be that you've known somebody 30 years, but that's all you have is known them. You haven't been friends for 30 years. So there will be more videos to follow, but I want to hit the topics because just these topics alone will, this ain't even all of it. It's quite a bit, man. I mean, this is kind of like work, kids, family, religion, politics, things like the relationships. I mean, it can go on and on. So you have to break it down into segments. But just from these topics alone, these categories, and I won't dive into all of them because there's no time for that for one video. And anybody knows my videos go long. I just go whenever I decide the fuck to stop, man. You can either tune in or not. I don't care. But the people that need to hear it, and the other ones that need to, the people that want to hear it, listen to it, and the people that need to hear it won't acknowledge they even listen to it. So just by going over some of these categories right here, it will bring more haters, probably more deletes, and more blocks, but it's going to help you out. So let's dive right into it. And every time I go over one, I want to dive right into each one. But there's so much to explain. So I don't know how many parts, different videos this is going to entail because it's a lot. So let's figure I'll start on it right now while I was in the middle of note taking. All right. Right off the bat, the truth is, haters, they're really your biggest fans. They are. They're not going to walk up to you and tell you they're jealous and they're insecure. They're really envious of you. They want to be you. And people laugh at this. They'll say, why would somebody want to be an average person? remember, it don't always have to do with money or material things. Sometimes they just don't like a number of different things about you. And a lot of these people, you have done nothing to them. They simply don't even like your energy. That's all it is. And we'll get on to the rest of the list. Part of this list is going to be what they want you to do and what they want you to feel versus what you should do and what you should feel. Like I said, usually people hate on you is a reflection of them. If you probably could get these people in a room one-on-one by themselves, they would probably actually tell you they admire you, they like what you're doing, they like what you stand for, but they're not going to do that. Nobody does that, Hardy. There's very few. If we did do that, we probably could learn and we probably could grow a lot more. When someone starts hating on you, it's to start make you reevaluating yourself, doubt yourself. There's one category. Remember the categories now. They want you to possibly give up on your dreams because of criticism. This is what they want. If they criticize you enough, they ridicule you enough, they bash you enough, especially to other people. They always want to do it to other people so they get on their team. They want to gather other people, and what we do as a society, sometimes we listen before we ever self-evaluate that person for ourselves. That's what we do. If they can talk bad enough about you before they even meet you, or if they've spent enough time with you, then people usually have already got a whole team or a little circle against you, you know. And just we're going down to the categories. Most are insecure and do not want you to try what they will not try, much less succeed at it. In fact, I've seen it over and over. And like I said, I'm not necessarily talking about these people for myself. This is just statistical facts based off of psychology research. You can't argue with that. I mean, you could try, but your point is probably going to be invalid. And you probably don't have a legitimate argument or a very good position. Sometimes people are just hate on you because you had the nerve to try it, and they wouldn't try it. And they won't acknowledge anything until they acknowledge their version of success. But your version of success and their version of success is usually two different things. These people are very uncomfortable in their own skin and want you to feel the same way about yourself, to move the attention away from their flaws and their insecurities. Usually whatever they admire about you is what they're insecure about themselves about. Like I said, each one of these categories we'll dive into later. I'm giving you the categories right now. And there's a lot more that I have in my notes. This is just a few. Again, now if it's in a way that gets them the attention they want it. So whether it's bad or it's good, usually haters want the attention either way. So their goal is to take the attention away from you, especially when you don't try. They usually try way too hard. When you're real comfortable in your skin, they don't like it. Have you ever noticed it and find it very interesting that will always be the people, so-called your closest friends and family? That's a fact. It's usually not strangers. It's usually people you never met. How would it be people you never met unless they see videos like this on the internet or different things like that? It's always these people. It's always the people closest to you, evaluating you, watching you, seeing what you do, seeing what you don't do, and usually they're studying you. People are always testing each other, especially guys. They don't say it, but they are. That's another video for later. So when you're trying to chase your dreams and go after something different than what they're doing, outside of the norm from your family and friends, they're going to tell you it's not going to work. What if you fail? What if this happens? They'll be the first ones to say I told you so, and they'll be the first ones to tell you good job. Sometimes these are the same people. You can't listen to any of them. We are influenced the most by people that we are around. That's pretty normal, right? Because we think they have our best interests in mind. So we listen to them, and most of the time we shouldn't. Because they're not strangers, their opinion has a bigger impact on our life than strangers do. Because they have gained our trust. A lot of times when people gain your trust, that's when things happen. Hey, I've known you this amount of time. Hey, I'm your brother. Hey, I'm your sister. Hey, I'm your mom. Hey, I'm your dad. Hey, man, we've been working together 25 years, or whatever the case may be. So they think you'll listen. And most of the time we do. I mean, we've all done it. It's normal being a human being. But these are the things of how you, after this, you will be able to weed a few of these people out, if not all of them. Or if you don't, you just choose to keep turning a blind eye to it. So here we go. When you're insecure about something and someone else is doing it, or at least working on it, even if you're not successful, yes, they'll hate on you. It doesn't matter what it is. You pick something, they will hate on you for it. Don't have money, which I don't think anybody should be hating for money or material things. I just think they shouldn't. Because we don't know how they attained it, and we don't know the formula. And material things come and go. People don't, man. There's so many things more valuable in life. Money and material things are important. This depends on what you gave up to get them. And that's another thing for later. Reason people hate besides money. But we hate for money and material things more than anything else, it seems like sometimes, because we live in a greedy, drama-filled, self-absorbed, insecure, jealous, narcissistic society. And that's a fact. We are where we are as a society because of the things that I just listed. Everybody knows that's true. Some other reasons people hate other than the things I just listed. Confidence, not cockiness. There's a difference. We'll explain that in another one as well. Happiness. When you're legitimately happy and they're not. Knowledge. When they don't have it and you do. And that has nothing to do with the degree. Real quick, side note. If you're with your best friend or partner in life, not just what you portray on social media, what you represent versus what you actually live. If you got toxic people or a toxic couple that have been in a toxic relationship for a long time and you know this, understand this, they're not probably happy for you. And the longer they've been miserable and unhappy, the more toxic they are. You better limit your time with these people, if not get them away from you altogether. We'll dive into them more categories later. Confidence versus cockiness. Knowledge. When you're disciplined and people are not. Mentally, physically, or both. Physical discipline has always been important part of my life. I'm not super overboard about it or super obsessed. But I think mental discipline is far more important. If you're a physically disciplined person, but you're mentally weak in every area of your life, then you're still weak. It's just the way it is. You need to find a balance on both. Weak-minded, narcissist people hate people that are self-disciplined, especially mentally disciplined, like some of us are. And yes, I do consider myself that. Excuse makers versus people who do not make excuses. People that have more advantages and privilege, but yet others do not seem to be more happy. It's because sometimes people have more advantages, and we're talking about your starting point in life, or what you were able to plug into. Usually these people, people who plugged right in and were privileged don't understand people who are not privileged. And from a person who didn't grow up privileged, we usually don't understand people who are privileged. Now there's a gray area right there. It's not just black and white, which is usually, you have to know the formula of whatever somebody's success is first. I do. I'm not impressed just because someone's in a certain position, they have a certain amount of money or anything else, until I know how they got there. And usually people who were privileged or plugged right in and didn't have to do the work to get there, they usually leave that part out. Unless you have proof unless you know information that can prove their theory wrong or their information wrong. So they're not going to tell you that they got it all handed to them, because then the story don't sound that good. People who make a lot of excuses, they don't like people who don't make excuses, because then it takes their excuse away. People that have excuses have an abundance of them, and it's never ending. So when that person who never makes them all of a sudden has a reason they don't show up or do something, that's a little bit different than the person who has one for everything, that when you talk to them, you already know that excuse is coming. Any category, anytime, you know it is. A lot of people that have a lot of advantages and material things, the reason they would still hate on somebody with a lot less income and a lot less material things and social status in life is because they're not happy. They're not living life. They're tied down and consume those things that they have to take care of on them. That abundance of cars, their house, that's called being house and car poor, whatever it is, they're tied down to those things. And if they're staying together for anything, like the kids, income, don't want to lose anything, or the amount of years they're together, then chances are that you probably need to get away from these people. If people are not liked by very many people, listen to this one. And they are, if they are not liked very many people, especially if they're not loved by very many people, and you are, and they're haters and they're insecure, they don't like it at all. Because the thing is they probably try too hard. Another video later. People try too hard, especially guys, man, try too hard. They want the attention away from them. When you go in a certain situation and wherever you go, you make things look easy without even trying, without any anger. You don't even get mad. And these people try to go out of their way to have friends by any means necessary, change their point of view, be around people that agree with them, constantly agree or change whatever they're doing or their philosophies or their opinion or whoever they're around, do anything they can to keep or attain friends. These people don't like people like that. They don't like the opposite of that. Remember that. If they have lack of love, self-confidence, insecurity, self-discipline, they don't like you either. Victimized people cannot be happy when you radiate confidence, loyalty, and talk about progress, visions, plans, uplifting people. They don't like that because they're usually talking about gossip or other people. That's usually what their time consists of. Hating consumes a lot of time and energy. It really does. Just like I said the other day, if you have somebody that all of a sudden blocked you and deleted you were supposed to be close to, or maybe they were just a fair weather friend or somebody that you know that you don't see very often, all of a sudden they blocked you and deleted you and they never like any of your posts or any of your pictures or anything else, they're your biggest fucking fan. Probably had to get you another one, but there's more on there. There's always more on there. When you treat others with respect and they don't. When you get where you're at just by being respectful to others. Now, that's something else for later, because I think a lot of people have respect mixed up. Be a person and a man, or just a person of your word. When you keep your word and other people don't, it's intimidating to them because they know you mean fucking business and they don't. And if you have a question about whoever that you know in your circle of life, anybody that is in my circle of life, that my real circle, not acquaintances and things like that, why don't you ask people who mean business? You don't know about somebody, maybe you need to ask around and make sure it's a real legitimate source, not just somebody that heard somebody, I heard this, I've heard that or that. Do your homework before you go fucking with people. When you're comfortable and I said that already, but when you're comfortable in your own skin and they're not. When you want to see others succeed as well as yourself. See, if somebody's got to sabotage you, throw a wrench in your plans, screw you over, put a knife in your bag, change the environment or the elements to beat you at anything, then that just means they can't beat you straight up. Again, we'll dive more into that later. We need to be talking about plans and visions and opportunity. So I'm gonna cut this off right now because it's been long enough. Leave you this. When you're a strong-minded, mentally disciplined person and you cannot be controlled, the very weak and intimidated, they can be manipulated and controlled easy, and they don't like it. Because here's the thing. When you're haters, they either look at you and they want to be like you, or they don't understand why they cannot be like that. All these things I listed, if you don't remember, just go back and watch the video, because we're going to break down each category later. So in the meantime, before the sun goes down, I'm going to go do the rest of the things I need to do for the day. And again, these videos on haterism and hater psychology are to help you weed out your haters, no matter their title. Quit letting family and friends, especially people that throw that in your face and make you feel guilty and manipulate you, bring you down and hold you back. It doesn't mean all of them, but most of the time we turn a blind eye and we're in denial about who these people really are. This is to help you get on with your life, be a better person, get rid of the stress in your life, get rid of the dead weight, get rid of anything that's holding you back from being the person you want to be, that you need to be, that you could be, and holding you back for your success. Talk to y'all later. Have a good day.